I'm Ribley. Back in January, he was picking up the pieces after a failed presidential run. Now, fast forward 11 months, he's optimistic about the future of Wisconsin and the country.
The water was actually up above this bridge a few hours ago, and it left debris in its path. Now, it also tells us that things are getting better in Clark County. The water has gone down, but it is affecting some of the homes nearby. I would say we have the choice assignment today.
Yes.
Tony, we're soaking up the sun, really enjoying ourselves here in Medford.
And it's so nice.
And finally, a sweet story between big rivals coming together to create a memorable touchdown.
We have some Democrats who are sort of speaking out, saying that they're upset that you haven't set foot on the grounds there. I mean, is that something that you think would have benefited?
No.
Justin Lowe, you've had a pretty colorful view on the radar this morning.
Yeah, that's
Lots
for
going
sure.
on.
When you drive around the Wausau area, you're going to see signs pop up that are just like this one. Prayers to the families in our community. A simple sign with a very powerful message. A Janesville man has been sentenced for traveling overseas and trying to join the terrorist group ISIS. I mean, I can't even dance like that. I could try.
You know, I don't have many dance moves myself, but you know, we should check.
Come on, Mike, show your best dance move. Oh!
We should check with Justin.
Now that it's starting to lighten up here, crews are hitting the road. They're checking out the damage that was left behind by the 5 to 8 inches of rain that fell.
More than 3,000 people packed the D.C. Everest High School in what was an emotional service for a fallen hero.
Hearts racing, you're out of breath. This is where sensation seekers thrive. Experts say this is what keeps them coming back.
Boy, you really are moving around there, woman.
Yes, I am, Melissa. I've got 3 words for you. American Ninja Warrior. It's a really popular show that's on TV right now.
But he won't officially decide until after the budget is complete. He had a little smirk on his face, though, so we'll see what happens. It has to be a strange feeling after a whole year being Miss America. You know, you're going to be crowning someone new. What's going through your head right now? How are you feeling?
It's also been a hit so far. It's been going on for a couple of weeks. It's a beautiful morning up here.
Today, dive teams will reevaluate if and where the search resumes for a missing Wausau veteran. Any cranberry farmers that I've met, they're really passionate about it, and they all would say that. It's not a job. They're having fun out there. They really
Which reminds me, I have to pick mine coming up soon.
We're going to head back a safe distance. So Tony says if you're lighting off a firework, that's like 25 to 50 feet. And of course, we can't forget the Warrior. He's the mascot here. Now, Warrior, do you think you're going to win? Okay, that is all the answer we need.
Breaking overnight, police are looking for 3 armed robbers who set their sights on an Abbotsford gas station. 4 people are dead, 3 civilians, 1 officer tonight. They've called in people even from the Northwoods, Oneida County. I mean, there are so many departments working on this right now, just trying to find some answers.
This is impressive.
Walk into Mrs. Park's kindergarten classroom.
So if we have 2 and 1, is that 3?
And you'll find an upbeat teacher helping little ones prepare for their future.
Good work.
A future she wasn't sure she would be a part of a few years ago.
I assumed that this was the end of my life.
We all know someone affected.
It kind of hit me. I looked in the mirror. I think it was because it was like I looked like I had cancer then.
Whether it's a teacher in front of her class or a grandmother at home, a cancer diagnosis can shake even the strongest woman.
I was diagnosed in November with lymphoma.
Shelly Hoppy started losing her hair a month later.
I knew how it was going to come out in clumps, and the most annoying thing was that that's what it did, and it was uncomfortable. I needed it off.
A program offered in central Wisconsin is showing cancer patients they don't need hair to feel good about themselves.
To improve self-image by doing some really nice things for the outside.
It's called Look Good, Feel Better, and it helps thousands of women each year across the country.
We usually put it in groups here as to what is what.
In the session, a boardroom is turned into a beauty salon.
Lipstick, this is eyes, this is eyes.
And a cosmetologist teaches people who are going through or have finished cancer treatment how to wear wigs and do their makeup.
Go here and straight across.
Cancer patients have a weak immune system, so there are extra steps they need to take to keep themselves healthy.
Where does bacteria like to grow? Damp, dark places. That's what this is.
Cindy Bednarski is a pro. She's been donating her time to the program for more than 20 years.
You feel like you're making a difference?
Yes, yes. I see it. I see the difference. It started out because I had relatives that had passed from cancer, and then it got to be more personal with myself.
Cindy is battling cancer.
All you want to do is not let the world know you have it. You want things to be normal,
When she meets with the women, things go back to normal for a little bit, and smiles are shared.
Not even on Halloween.
Bringing back that confidence that was taken away.
It'll be kind of refreshing to go out and have some makeup on.
And throughout all of my healing, that was probably the only time that we could really laugh and have fun.
It's been more than a year since Sherry Parks went through the program. Now she's cancer-free and feeling beautiful.
I think I appreciate things, and I appreciate my kids so much more.
And while she teaches them ABCs and 1, 2, 3s,
What comes after 62?
there's something extra she's passing along as well. How to survive in style. I sat down with Walker today to talk about what's happened and what's still to come. Was there anything that you would have done differently? Any mistakes?
Well, in the past, when I think being in the presidential race, I always chuckle and say if I'd done differently, I would have won.
But all jokes aside, Governor Scott Walker had a busy 2016. Now he's focusing on moving forward with new Republican leaders in key roles. He recently reached out to President-elect Donald Trump for support on some Wisconsin issues.
Asking for help with things like helping us deal with welfare reform and being able to go through the drug tests that we've got set up so that we can get people into the workforce who are drug-free, looking to give us assistance with things like making sure when refugees come in from places like Syria that we have some way of knowing that our citizens are safe.
What's your relationship with Trump like? Do you think he will be supportive with all of these things?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've talked not only with him, but Mike Pence. Part of the reason why I was comfortable in the end supporting Donald Trump, even though I'd been an opponent of his, was because I'm such a huge fan and a longtime friend of Mike Pence. He's probably my closest friend amongst the governors.
And looking at the cabinet you just mentioned, what is a role that you would be interested in taking if they were to offer you? Have you ever thought about that?
Oh, sure. They suggested a whole bunch of things, and I politely told them the best thing I can do for this state and for this country is not only continue to be governor, but as the chair of the governors, to go out and help make sure the House, the Senate, the President, and the governors are all working together.
A controversial problem he's facing right now, the Lincoln Hills Youth Prison investigation.
So when we learned about this in detail last year about this time, we immediately took action and required the leadership of the Department of Corrections to make changes. Since then, we put in a new secretary, someone who was widely viewed by both Democrats and Republicans alike as a leader when it comes to criminal justice reform issues across the country, in John Litcher. He's been in since earlier this year, and that's helped us out tremendously. He's made staffing changes, he's made policy changes. We're not done yet, but there's been a significant improvement.
But now we have some Democrats who are sort of speaking out, saying that they're upset that you haven't set foot on the grounds there. I mean, is that something that you think would have benefited?
No, that's the difference between those folks who are in political positions. Politicians hold photo ops to show they're doing things. Leaders actually hire people with expertise to do it. We hired one of the best criminal justice experts in the country to tackle this issue. We don't need photo ops to prove that we're doing it. That's how a lot of those folks that are criticizing tried to pretend they were solving things in the past. But visits that are just photo ops aren't the answer.
As for 2017, the governor says his attention is on the workforce and filling the many jobs that are available. I, of course, had to ask him if he was thinking about running for a third term, and Walker says he's excited about the thought of spending 4 more years in office, but he won't officially decide until after the budget is complete. He had a little smirk on his face, though, so we'll see what happens. Now, people are searching for ways to help. Many businesses and community members have already stepped up.
Kind of leaves you in shock.
4 dead.
Wow, this is happening in Wausau.
And a community trying to figure out how a shooting rampage unfolded in their quiet town.
I don't think that this area, this community has experienced quite a trauma or a tragedy.
People are now showing their support, from memorials to tributes on signs.
I think we're all looking for a way to help those that were affected.
When North Central Healthcare heard the news, they knew they had to do something.
Our planning went on very late into the night to make sure that we had people in the places that needed the help.
The health center sent counselors to schools in the area, offering help to students struggling to understand just what happened.
We really need to support each other.
And River Valley Bank is doing just that.
A fund has been set up for the victims' families.
Even if it's just $10, $20, whatever you can give, you bring that all together and it becomes something very substantial.
In the past, the bank has set up similar programs for people in need, and Ellie Reinick says the response is incredible.
And I'm always just blown away at the support that we get from the community.
Clearly, a community who's ready to give.
I see it as an opportunity to come together rather than tearing apart.
As authorities work to find answers in her case, Amber's friends and family are trying to heal. The familiar sound of laughter at a playground. That's a sound that was welcome as friends and family gathered to celebrate 6-year-old Amber Perry's life. Memories were shared.
She would always come outside and play with her friends and go on the swing.
She was the most happiest, excited little girl.
And tears shed.
This is my baby, Amber, I love you. I miss you.
Amber was found dead last week in her Crandon home. A balloon release was organized to say goodbye at Cardinal Park. That's a place where she liked to play.
And I just thought that if I let some balloons go with my friends and family, I'd feel better.
Mom Megan Quaid says the release was meant to be a happy gathering for a girl who brought so much happiness to others.
Just so curious and smart. She was amazing. Just words can't express what she was. And that's what I wanted to be remembered by, is how perfect she was, and just, she was amazing.
And as balloons floated away, friends and families say their memories of Amber aren't going anywhere. As you can imagine, it was a very emotional day in Forest County. And Megan tells me that Amber always loved balloon releases, so it just made sense to her to hold one in her memory.